All right, all right. Well, thank you, Queen. I appreciate the introduction, and I thank all of you for being on the webinar. Again, the numbers are extreme, and we don't take it lightly that you take time out of your busy schedule to visit with us. For those of you who are here for the very first time, welcome to our Preparing for Gold webinar series. We're going to spend about a half an hour, maybe 35 or so minutes, talking about this new advertising platform that is launching. September the 21st is when she is slated to launch, and you will be able to register for her absolutely free. So I want you to hide your purses tonight, hide your wallets, hide your credit cards. Nobody's going to be asking you for any money tonight. So that probably just took a load off of a lot of folks. So now you can just watch and listen intently. And then after we do the presentation, we're going to do a brief training. We've been in the home business arena for 20-plus years. We've been very fortunate to build 5, 7-figure business interests. And really a few years ago, we started attending some very high-level mastermind type of courses to really teach how to build your enterprise on the internet, leveraging mobile. And so what we're going to do after we talk about THWGlobal and get you started with her for free, we'll have an optional session. I will tell you that, you know, if you're only looking to make a few $100s a month here or there, or maybe an extra $1,000 a month, then what we'll cover in this first 30 minutes will be more than enough to get you started. If you want to generate some real money, you know, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a month or more, and in time, then that's who that training is for on the back end. So you just be the judge as to you know, what your goals are, and if you want to stick around for the optional training that we'll have. Okay, so let's go to work here. We're going to talk about this amazing new platform that is about to launch in the public sphere. We've been in demo testing for a little bit now. Came across our desk mid-June of this year. And the best way for me to share it with you, I believe, at least for right now, is to go back and look at a huge, the #1 video sharing site in the world, YouTube. And YouTube, you may not know, is the 3rd most visited site, Teresa, in the world. 3rd most visited site in the world. And it is the second, Roy, the second most used search engine. The most people, when they think of search engine, they think of Google, and they may think of Yahoo and Bing, but they may not think of YouTube as a search engine. But actually, YouTube is the 2nd largest search engine. Now, I want to go back and take a look at YouTube, because I want us to imagine if we could have gone back in time when YouTube was first launching. Now, obviously, Gene, nobody knew who YouTube was then. But I want you to imagine if YouTube had a model like THWGlobal is going to have. In other words, what if YouTube, when it first got started, had some type of rewards system carry, so that every time you watched a video, you earned in some way. All right, let's say that you earned some tokens, because it's an international business, so you earn tokens that you can convert to points and then to cash. So however you did that, whether you earned reward dollars or tokens or points, ultimately, whatever you earn for watching that video, you could convert that into cash. Anita, imagine if you sent someone a video. So maybe you saw a video, it was about you know, whatever. It was about animals, and you love your dogs and your kittens and what have you. And you saw a video and you then posted that to your Facebook, or you sent that out via Twitter. And somebody who's not even related to the platform, Bob, clicks onto the link that you just sent. And when they clicked onto the link that you just sent to watch the video, you earned. I want you to think about how powerful that would have been. And I want you to think about how powerful it would have been that when you go to now the 2nd most frequented search engine, and you put in a search term into YouTube, every time you put in a search term in YouTube, Clifton, you make money. How different would your financial life be right now? And then I want you to imagine that when you're on YouTube and you see some advertisements, some banner ads, or you see that video that plays, that commercial that plays, Claiborne, before you even see the video. and maybe there was something of interest there, and you clicked onto the banner, and then you ultimately wound up buying something from that particular advertiser. Diana, I want you to imagine that every time you did that, every time you shopped, every time you watched, every time you searched, you earned. Wow, that sounds like, that's cool. I mean, if you could just make money by watching a video that you might watch anyway, or by shopping, or doing the stuff you already do, searching, man, wouldn't that be cool? All right, now we know that YouTube doesn't do that. But if they had done that, one, and if you had heard about it in the early stages, two, how different, Eugene, would your financial life be right now? So let's talk about THW Global in light of YouTube, because you'll see the THW Global platform very closely resembles the video type sharing platform that we have at YouTube. Let's go back and take a look at some interesting information about YouTube. Let's go back. On February the 14th, 2005 is when YouTube was founded. All right, February 14th, 2005. 3 former PayPal employees, Chad Hurley, Steve Chen, and Jawed Kareem, founded it in February 2005. Now, what's very interesting is it didn't come out of the gate, you know, this huge enterprise. As a matter of fact, February 2005 is founded. The first video wasn't even loaded up until April 24th of 2005. And here is Jawed Kareem. He's one of the founders of YouTube, young guy here. This very first video, if you had seen this very first video, you never would have guessed by watching this very first video that YouTube would ultimately become the brand that it is now. I'll show you in just a few moments that YouTube is valued at somewhere between about $77 billion with a B to as high as $104 billion with a B dollars. But had you watched this very first video, as a matter of fact, I'm going to click onto it just to bring it up real quickly. We're not going to watch it, but I want to take this URL here, and I'm going to post it in your chat box. So don't go watch it right now. It's only 18 seconds, but don't go watch it right now. But I want you to grab this before you log off the webinar after our training or what have you. I want you to watch this because I want you to see what the very first video of YouTube looked like. And this is coming from one of the founders of YouTube. So had YouTube way back then said, hey, we're coming out, we're new, nobody knows who we are, and what we're going to do is we want to become one of the largest advertising platforms in the world. Now, at that time, nobody knew who YouTube was. They would have been competing against the TV networks, which was, at that time, more advertising was through TV than the Internet. The Internet was just starting to get its bearings at that point. And so if they had said, hey, we're going to pay you to view our videos, we're going to pay you to share our videos, we're going to pay you when you come up here in the search engine, a lot of people probably would have missed it because they would have seen that first video and they might not have been that impressed. Okay? All right, so now here's what we know of YouTube. It starts in 2005. First video is loaded in April of 2005. It ultimately gets purchased by Google in 2006 in October. This is interesting. It doesn't even launch outside of the U.S. It doesn't even make its video platform available to other countries until June 2007. So from February 2005 to June 2007, you're talking about 2.5 years before they even launch to 9 other countries. Now, you probably heard on when Queen Twitter, and that's why we call her that, she's got over 1 million people following her on Twitter. When Queen was doing the introductions, you probably heard at least 9 countries represented just in our webinar. Just in our webinar, okay? The THW Global platform in its beta has over 70 countries that are currently viewing with advertisers showing their advertising content. And they're not even in the public sphere yet. They're still in a beta stage. You can see here that in October 2009, they hit 1 billion users. So it took YouTube from February 2005 to October 2009, 4.5 years, to get to the point that they had 1 billion daily views to their videos. Well, if you and I had been a part of YouTube, and let's say they had this rewards program, and we had the vision way back in February 2005, way back in April 2005, despite that 18-second video of one of the founders talking about being at the zoo and how long the trunks of the elephants are. That's basically what he says, okay? If we had been a part of a rewards program and we could have built our own YouTube community, meaning when we shared our video, maybe there was a link that said, hey, you can register and have a YouTube account as well, and you can also earn by shopping and watching and searching. And then they shared their affiliate link with somebody else, and somebody else watched the video, and they said, oh, you mean I could make some money by shopping and watching and earning? So that ultimately you could have built your own YouTube community. By the time 1 billion views were happening, how large of a YouTube community could you have built? You could have been somebody who had tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of folks that have YouTube accounts directly or indirectly connected to you if they had a rewards program. Well, they don't have a rewards program, but THWGlobal does. All right, so I want you to see just what has happened over time. Over time, what that could have meant for us if YouTube had had a rewards program. Let's bring it up to 2016. Let's look at what's happening now. Right now, there are 1.3 billion users on YouTube. 1.3 billion folks that have opened up a free account to either load content or to watch content on YouTube. Where did those 1.3 billion users, Damara, come from? They came from you, they came from me, they came from Donnie, they came from Ed, they came from Elaine, they came from Elliot, they came from Elena, they came from us, ladies and gentlemen. But are they sharing any of that money with us? 300 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every minute. Who would have thought that back in 2005? 5 billion video views every single day now. 900 million hours of videos being watched on YouTube each month. That's mind-boggling. 80% of YouTube's views are outside of the U.S. So they started in the U.S., but now 80% of all of the video views are coming from outside of the U.S. More than half of YouTube views now come from mobile devices. Make a note of this, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going to build any type of enterprise, whether it's THWGlobal, you've got a nutritional company, you've got a wellness product, you've got a weight loss product, or what have you, mobile has to be a major part of what you intend to do, because that's where the marketplace is going. Mobile, 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 mobile. Now, real quickly, how much is YouTube worth? Depending on how you value, YouTube is worth as little as $77 billion, and some people value it as much as $104 billion. But what does that mean for you? What does that mean for me? Cleo, what does that mean for you? Clifton, what does that mean for you, my friend? Maureen, Nancy, Neil, what does that mean for you? It doesn't really mean anything for us. Let me tell you who it means something for. It means something for the advertising elite. Who's the advertising elite? Well, it's people like Larry Page, who's worth $39 billion. Well, who the heck is Larry Page? He's only a co-founder of Google. Google now owns YouTube. Now, his $39 billion net worth isn't all from YouTube, but believe me, a good portion of that is because of YouTube. He's advertising elite. Another advertising elite is Mr. Sergey. Let's call him Mr. Brin. I might mess up the first name. He's also a co-founder of Google, $38.2 billion. So here you see these two co-founders of Google who now own YouTube. Collectively, they're worth about $80 billion. I call them the advertising elite. By the way, as we're on Forbes 400 with this information, you'll see right over here what's happening. Ads are being served. Ads are being served. See, YouTube, most people look at YouTube and say, oh, it's a video sharing site. Well, really what YouTube is, it's an advertising site. It's an advertising platform disguised as a video sharing site. What Facebook is, people say, oh, it's social media. No, it's an advertising platform. They did $5.2 billion in revenue in the first quarter of this year. They'll do about $20 billion or so this year, maybe even more in revenue from advertising. It's an advertising platform disguised in social media. All right, so let's talk about THW Global very quickly. You'll notice that it's going to have a similar look and feel to YouTube. But make no bones about it, it is what? It's an advertising platform. It's an advertising platform disguised as a video sharing site. Now, what THW Global is going to do, because they understand, listen, we're kind of coming to this global advertising party a little late in the game. Twitter already has a big chunk of it. The TV networks have a big chunk of it. YouTube, Google, they have a big chunk of the advertising pie. This $650 billion advertising pie. Well, what THW Global aims to become is a powerhouse in the global advertising arena. They want to obtain 1% of market share in the next 2 to 3 years. But they know to do that, they had to be innovative. They had to come up with something, a little twist, because there's all these social marketing platforms out there. There's all these advertising platforms out there. How could they grow their advertising base quicker? And this is what they came up with. They said, what we'll do is we will launch a rewards program. We will allow people to shop through our platform, but when they shop through our platform, they'll earn. We'll have people watching videos on our platform, but when they watch videos on our platform, they'll earn. When they share videos from our platform and someone else, not even associated with the platform, watches a video that they shared, they'll earn. And we'll even allow people to build their own internal THW Global community, so that you have someone register for free to become a THW Global International Viewer is what they call us, IV is what they call us. All right, that person, when they earn, when they're watching, when they're shopping, when they're searching and they earn, they not only make money, excuse me for coughing in your ear, but you get overrides. Now, this will look very quickly at the platform. So here's an example. I'm under the movie and TV section. This looks like this was just added in the last day or so. I just noticed it right before we came onto the webinar. So let's say I click onto this video here, and I want to watch this particular video. I want you to notice on the right-hand side, what do you have? You've got advertisements up here. If we scroll down, advertisements down here. And this doesn't always happen. There are sometimes there's going to be videos where they don't have a commercial. Let's see if they have a commercial here. Let's give it a moment here. See if there's a commercial, if there's an ad. Yes it is. And if I click onto the video while the ad is playing, it takes me straight to the advertiser site. Now, do you think advertisers like that? You think advertisers would love that? That if we were to click, even before watching the video, it takes us to their site? You better believe it. Would they pay for that? Would they pay for that? You'd better believe it, okay? All right, so the site is going to look a lot like YouTube. You're going to be able to share videos. You'll be able to watch videos and earn when you watch videos. You'll be able to share videos. You'll be able to earn when someone else watches videos that you shared with them. And then you'll also be able to build your own THW Global community. Now, how much will you earn? Well, I don't know. We don't know just yet. All right, and what I mean by that is it would be easy if it was just one country that we were launching with. Let's say we were just launching with the U.S. or we were just launching with Australia. But we're launching, when this launches on September 21st, looks like with about 70 or so countries. So one of the things that THW Global went to is they went to a token-based system so that, because you've got various currencies and what a U.S. dollar, what does that convert into if you're in Mexico? What does that convert into if you're in the Philippines? What does that convert into if you're in Russia? All right, so a whole bunch of conversions there. So what they did is they came up with a unit of measure called a token. So what will happen is, as we are watching, we're going to be earning tokens. As we're sharing, we're going to be earning tokens. As we are searching in the search engine, we're going to be earning tokens. As we shop, let's say that there's a banner ad. We click onto the banner ad, and hey, yeah, I need HostGator, which I actually have HostGator. So many of you are going to want to get HostGator, okay? It's a great tool to use in building your business. Yeah, I need HostGator, and I get it from clicking on this ad. From shopping, we're going to earn tokens. Now, here's the reality. Early on, those tokens won't mean as much as they will a little bit further down the road, meaning a month from now, we're going to have more of our advertisers coming from in-house advertising than what we have now as third-party advertisers. Right now, this might be a third-party advertiser that pays some money to THWGlobal, but as THWGlobal grows its own in-house advertising network, meaning it's getting more of its own advertisers, you and I will be able to even bring local advertisers, should we desire, to the table. That will bring in more profitability, which means that a token will be worth more 3 months from now than what it's worth today. Now, I will tell you what the target is. The target is for everyone in their country, ultimately, probably won't happen like this out of the gate, but for everyone in their country that is actually viewing the content, sharing the content, shopping, watching, and searching, to ultimately earn at least 2 times your country's average minimum wage. Now, obviously, those numbers vary from country to country. I believe Australia now has the highest average minimum wage in the world, I believe it is. I think New Zealand is behind it, and the U.S. is starting to catch up a little bit. So obviously, someone in the Philippines may not earn the same as someone in Australia, because the average minimum wage in the Philippines is different from the average minimum wage in Australia. But the target is to ultimately, so if you are in a country where the average minimum wage is $12.50 an hour, the goal is for you to ultimately earn up to $25 an hour watching, shopping, and searching. Okay? Now, with that being said, by the way, that $25 an hour is a cap. I do not anticipate that we'll start off with anybody in any country hitting that cap right away. We'll have to mature, much like we saw the maturity of YouTube. Did YouTube come out of the gate having 1 billion views? No. Did YouTube come out of the gate even going globally? No. All right. They scaled, they grew, they grew. And then ultimately now they are a $100 billion brand. I believe in time, THWGlobal certainly has the potential. We've seen it before, where it could become a multi-billion dollar brand. I want to be there. I want you to be there from the start. So up to $25 an hour is the max. You probably won't start earning that right away. What will you earn per hour? I don't know. But listen, this is what I want you to get, because I'm really doing this webinar for folks that want to build a large-scale business. Let me say this again. I'm doing this webinar for people that really want to build a large-scale business. And so one of the things I want you to take away from this is that a business never pays you like a job. With a job, you know, hey, if I work this week, I get paid X amount next week, and so on and so forth. All right? In business, a lot of times you're putting forth a little bit more effort on the front end and not getting as much on the back end right away. All right? But then as that business grows and it continues to grow, it starts to grow even without you, so that you start making more money than you ever would have made on a job. So once again, your business will never pay you quite like a job. Now, let me share this with you real quickly so you can really understand some of the potential that we are talking about. Now, you're going to be able to view and shop and watch, earn up to $25 an hour. We know that's the cap. We should understand now that probably means that even if you're in Australia, which is I think the last reports I saw had the highest average minimum wage in the world, even in Australia or New Zealand or even in the U.S., you probably aren't going to be up to $25 an hour to start. That will take some growing, all right? And so we're looking to help grow the business. But let me show you where the real big money is going to be. The real big money is going to be in building your own THWGlobal community. So I asked one of our teammates to share with me how their community is growing. And this is actually, 2 weeks old now, 3 weeks old. They had personally enrolled 242 folks into the community. So 242 folks registered with THWGlobal at this person's referral. So that means that 242 people are on their level 1. Well, THWGlobal allows you to build a very vast community, and it allows you to go as deep as 10 levels. So this is how this works. So let's say that you referred Michelle. She's on your level 1. Michelle referred Ola. All right, so Michelle referred Ola. Ola falls on your level 2. Ola refers Patrick. Patrick falls on your level 3. Patrick refers Mary. Mary falls on your level 4. Mary refers Dr. Chris. Dr. Chris falls on your level 5, so on and so forth. Now, here's where the big money is. Here's where the big money is, okay? You can see that this person has over 19,000 people in their THW community. Now, what this means is this. Let's start with the level 1 first and foremost. They've got 242 people in the level 1 community, meaning they've personally enrolled 242 folks that registered the THWGlobal free site from their affiliate link. Any time that any of these 242 watch an hours of content, view videos, shop, or any of those things that we talked about, basically shopping, watching, and searching, this person who referred them is also going to earn. They're going to earn tokens that then get converted to points and points to dollars. Let's just talk in terms of dollars, okay? Now, how much could that be? That could be up to $5 per hour. $5 per hour per user. Now, the $5, like the $25 we discussed, that's the cap. That's the max. So they likely won't earn $5 an hour out of the gate. That will likely be a scaling up process. But even if it's $1 per hour times these 242, and each one of these folks can view, watch, search up to 10 hours a week. I think I neglected to say that. So all of us can watch and view and shop and all that good stuff up to 10 hours a week and earn these tokens that become points that become dollars. All right, so I want you just to think that through. 242 folks, they all can watch, view, shop 10 hours a week. That's 2,420 potential hours a week that this person could be overriding. Whether they're overriding it at $1 per hour or 50 cents an hour or $5 an hour, the point is leverage. Say it with me, leverage. Now, as they grow their community, they have about 19,000 folks in their community as of a few weeks ago. All right, so now that's 19,000 folks that as 19,000 folks watch, shop, search. You've got all these other folks, all of these 19,000, you've got all these folks going up the chain that are earning as 10 levels of folks are watching and shopping and searching. So once again, what if out of all that, you know, tokens mean something different in Russia than what they mean in the U.S. and what they mean in China, so on and so forth. What if, when all is said and done, and all the tokens and all the points are converted to cash, what if this means you earned $1 or $2 or $3 a month times everyone in your community? $1 a month times everyone in your community, on average, 19 grand. $2, 38 grand for the month. $3, a lot of money. So what I want you to get, and the reason we started off talking about where YouTube has come from, is to give us hopefully some vision that, hey, I don't know what a token is going to mean in Mexico versus St. Kitts. Don't know. What I do know is that we can look at YouTube and see how far YouTube has come, and that can give us some potential of what could maybe perhaps happen. I do know this. I don't want to look up a few years from now and see that THWGlobal is now a major brand, and I was there when it first got started, but I just didn't have the vision, and I didn't really go and build my community when I could have. Now, you say, all right, now I get that. I want to build the community, but I don't know how. And I'm not good at recruiting. I've tried this recruiting game before and it didn't work for me. I've tried this selling game before and it didn't work for me. I don't know how. Well, this is why we're going to do a little training in just a few moments. All right, but this is what we want you to do. This is how we're going to be able to assist you. You do this, and this will help us help you build a large-scale community, a community that starts and gets into the hundreds, and then gets into the thousands, and then to the tens of thousands. We already have folks that have communities in THW Global that are already 6 figures strong. All right, and ultimately we want to get you there. How do we get you there? I want you to raise your right hand, and I want you to pledge that you're going to keep what we call the 10-hour pledge. And we're going to finish this, and we're going to start rounding third, getting into our training. 10-hour pledge, excuse me, I'm clicking the wrong button, says this. It's got 2 tenets, very simple. Tenet number 1 says, listen, raise your right hand, pledge that you're going to maximize your viewing income, however much that is, however much you make, okay, depending on the country that you're in, depending on all the variables that make up what you're going to make. What we're more concerned about is you maxing out your 10 hours a week, because that's going to max out your viewing income for the month. Max out your 10 hours a week, every week, so you can max out your viewing income for the month. All right, so that's the first tenet. That's the first tenet. Now, what we're going to do with this viewing income is we're not going to go and spend it all on doodads. Instead, we're going to comply with tenet number 2, which is we're going to take 50% to as much as 100% of the viewing income, and we're going to reinvest that back into our business in the form of tools, resources, and paid traffic, getting visitors to your site so that you can have more people ultimately joining you, helping to build out your community. And then they're going to hear this same message if they hear the message from us, if they hear the THW Global message from us, so that they commit to the same to help you to grow your referral network. So it's very simple. You max out your 10 hours a week so that you max out your monthly viewing income. And whatever that income happens to be, maybe it's $1,000 a month. That's where you get the up to $25 an hour times 10 hours times 4 weeks. All right, so let's say you earned $1,000. You probably won't earn that out of the gate, but let's say you earned $1,000 from your viewing. Take 500 to 1,000, 50% to 100%, and invest that back into your business in the form of the proper tools that we'll be recommending to you so that you can start building a business, the resources, and the paid traffic to get visitors to your site. Because we know a lot of you are in the NFL club. You've got no friends or family left. You've tried so many different things that have not been successful that when you go on Facebook, your Facebook friends log off. They see you coming. They don't want to hear what you got next. So you've got to go to a whole new market, people who don't know you, to get this message out. That's where a lot of folks are. So we want to invest in paid traffic. You don't have to figure out how to get traffic. Just go and pay for it. Get the visitors to your site. That is how we're going to help you build your business. Now, with that being said, let me just share with you. Let me give you my pretty slides again. Okay, so treat your viewing income. Now, if all you want to do is make a few $100s a month, then you might be able to do that just doing your viewing, and you don't need what I'm talking about. But if you want to make a couple, 3, 4, 5,000 a month, and then scale that to 10,000 and 20,000, and we've built 5, 7-figure businesses, so we know a little bit about scaling a business to producing those types of results. Then use that viewing income as a marketing seed. Get the tools and the resources that we'll be recommending to you, because these are the same tools and resources we use to build our business. And then get high-quality, laser-targeted traffic to these tools and resources that will ultimately do all the sharing and do all the presenting. What we're doing right now in a live format is great, and we'll continue to do this because I love doing this stuff. But ultimately, you'll have tools and resources that will share this message in an automated format, so it doesn't matter what time of day it is, someone can get this message and can be registering at your link to help you build your community. Okay, so real quickly, let me just show you real quickly how to get started, and then we'll go into our training. Bear with me, please. I need to log out of where we just were, so bear with me. And you're going to hear my phone in the background. I apologize for that. Let me just make sure it's not my wife calling me. Okay, I apologize for that interruption there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, bear with me. All right, we're going to get you started here. I need to log out, log back in. I do apologize. Okay, all right, so here's what you're going to do. Here's what you're going to do. For those of you who have not already registered, you're going to get back to the person that referred you to tonight's webinar, and you're going to ask them for their THWGlobal referral link, their affiliate link. They're going to send you the link if they haven't already done so, and you're going to see up at the top that the site is presented by them, so it should have their name. They might be using a business name. All right, so you just verify that, and then you're going to click where it says register now. And you'll see that your registration is not asking for any credit card information, it's not asking for any billing information. It's real simple: first name, last name, email address, username, password. Make sure you have a nice, strong password. And whatever your username is going to also be your website name. That's going to help populate your referral link. And then your country. All right? And that's it. And you click on register, and once you click on register, you'll be able to log in. And give me just a moment. I want to go on and log in, because once you log in, I need to show you a couple things that you need to do. Bear with me. Okay, so now once we log in, you're likely going to have a little message right up here that says subscribe to THW Global notifications. That's a push notification system. You'll just left click there and subscribe. It may not happen on my computer because I'm already subscribed. I'm using this as a test account. Once you've done that, very simple, you'll just allow them to send you push notifications right to your computer there, or maybe even your mobile phone. Then you're going to come over here to where it says Survey Center. You're going to left click there, and you're going to click, take the demographic survey. All right, you will not earn any money in THW Global if you've not completed your survey. So this is a, you've got to do this step, okay? Go and fill out the survey. It's very simple. You're male, female, what's your age, what's your race. Then it gets into what things are you most interested in. So this way, THW Global will serve videos and video content and even ads that are more in line and more congruent with your interests. Make sure that when you're filling this out, that you are checking those items that would be of interest not only of you, but anyone that may be in your household. By the way, anyone that happens to be in your household that's 18 or above, you're going to also want to have them to register, because they can do the same thing that you're doing, and they can generate those tokens that become points, that become dollars, and they can also build their own community. All right, so once you've completed your survey, then come back over here to where it says Message Center, and you're going to be looking for a message that has come from THW Global that says Welcome to THW. All right, you want to click onto that where it says Welcome to THW. This is going to house your referral links. They're going to give you 3 links. You don't need 3. You just need 1. Just take this first one as an example, and you can start sharing this referral link with others to start building your community. And then one last thing I want you to do is I want you to go to Soft Launch Support, and then under Frequently Asked Questions, okay? This is going to tell you how much money you can earn by simply viewing. This is going to talk about those tokens. The other thing it's going to do is going to tell you that you need your first 10 hours of viewing is a little sweat equity, so that the company doesn't have to charge anyone out of the gate to be able to utilize their platform. You know, most companies charge some type of startup fee or what have you. The company wanted people to be able to register for free all across the globe. So in order for you to start earning, there is an initiation of 10 hours worth of viewing to offset the fact that you don't have to pay anything out of the gate to start making money. So you view the first 10 hours, that kind of qualifies you to start earning from there on after, and then you only have to do that one time. There's also some information here about becoming certified. That's an optional additional income stream. We don't have time to cover that, you feel free to read up on that, and then you can check back with the person who referred you, and they can talk to you a little bit more about becoming certified if that's something that you are interested in doing. All right.